homelessness, break-ins, robbings, the scent of drugs. I won't go into specifics, but you can use your imagination. These were all some of the culture shocks that I remember when I got and saw coming to Atlanta and living in Atlanta through my college years and then later into my adult life. And then that got me thinking, what type of culture shocks did I get coming here to Vietnam? Almost a year now coming in. So first of all, I do want to mention that right now, actually, it's raining a little bit. And as ever, the rain is going to be hitting my face as I'm talking through this. So we'll get this done though. So the culture shocks. First one being is about the safety. Now, I've talked about the safety before, and I really do believe it's much safer, and I never have to, look behind my back here. But I'm not talking safety in terms of me, the person, the individual, which I already think is safe. But I'm talking in terms of your valuables, your expensive things, the things you use on a daily basis that you invested your money into high quality products and you use. So the biggest one being is the fact that the safety in those items at locations like maybe a library. A big one is at a cafe or a place where staff are and just, working, monitoring indoor places. I found that to be a massive, and honestly, my number one culture shock is just the fact that you can have those safe in those areas. So if you were to, normally use your laptop, could be, a nice MacBook or an expensive $1,500 laptop, you can put your laptop down and work on it, but then you got to go do something. Run a quick errand, go to the bathroom, number one, number two, go talk to a friend you just saw. And it could be quick 1 to 2 minutes, quick 5 minutes, 15 minutes, maybe even a quick 30 minutes. And when you go leave, when you come right back, your valuables, your stuff is still going to be there. Now, I was always skeptical about that because coming from Atlanta, if you were to go to the Fulton Library or Public Library or really even Georgia State Library, to go and leave your valuables, your MacBook Pro, MacBook on the desk and just leave it there. Go to the bathroom 10 minutes. You are asking to get it stolen. In fact, I always made this running joke to myself that if I were to leave my valuable laptop or whatever there and it got stolen, in the court of law, they would actually say, hey, it's your fault. Why would you do such a thing? And so I always had that mindset of it's, you're the dummy to go and leave your stuff there. So it should get stolen. But here, I don't know what it was. I had to change the mindset on that and kind of be okay with just, oh yeah, let me just go do a quick bathroom break, 10 minutes really quickly, and then come back and continue my work. Normally I would just take my whole laptop with me, or if there was someone around, I would have to ask them, but then again, I have to be okay, can I, maybe they have to leave or whatever. But normally I would just take my whole laptop with me and stuff with me. But yeah, here, I've even tested it myself, just because I did have to go, to the bathroom, number two, and I was like, man, let's just really extend it, 20 minutes, I'm just gonna see what happens. So I left my laptop there and went to the bathroom. 20 minutes went by, I came back, I was like, all right, let's see 50-50. It was still there, perfectly good, exactly where I left it, no one touched it, and I was like, holy, this is so different here, I don't have to think about that type of stuff. Now, obviously, there might be some other things that might be more, people might be checking out, like bikes. I have no idea, motorbikes. You'll see on the news sometimes maybe motorbikes get stolen, which is interesting. I don't know how that mechanic would work. But for valuables and things, from my experience, it's been really great and safe. Never had anything stolen. because I'm not asking it is stolen. Nothing shiny. I'm not putting like a diamond, necklace or chain around the laptop. So if it's just a normal laptop, yeah, pretty simple. So that's the biggest culture shock for me, number one. Number two is the fact that, well, obviously you can probably see currently what I'm riding, the streets around me, is that Vietnam is a massive motorbike country. And, coming from the States on I-85, the highway, you'll see like a motorcycle every like once in a while, like a guy trying to rev up like 120 miles, really blast the sound of his engine. Here, yeah, motorbikes are everywhere. In fact, it's like the most common use of transportation here. And because of that, I really had to get adjusted just to get like riding on a motorbike, Why, like, I'm getting close to cars. Am I gonna hit a car? Is the car gonna hit me? Like, obviously, the only thing protecting me is this good old helmet. There's no seatbelt on me. So one good hit, I'm out, lights out. And I'm a big guy, 5'10", 200 plus pounds. So, yeah, that's a big thing I had to get adjusted to. And the fact that different drivers go at different speeds. So sometimes you get good drivers, normal, chill, appreciate that, maybe I never rode a motorbike before. Others, yeah, they're just trying to get my destination quick. And yeah, sometimes that scares the crap out of me. But yeah, with the idea of motorbikes, that's just a big thing I had to get just adjusted to, how it's so normalized here. And it's how it's so normal. People riding motorbikes from the ages of like 16 all the way till like, I don't know, I had drivers in my 60s helping me out and driving me through Grab. So because of that, just the way transportation works here and what I'm trying to get used to, that's probably the biggest factor, is motorbike culture. And foreigners can even drive motorbikes here. So if you yourself want to go out and learn it and do it yourself, that's another extra layer of, culture shock. But then again, what I've noticed and what I've seen, and from friends, expats, retirees I've talked to, they've actually all drive motorbikes. So I believe it's just one of those things where in the beginning, yeah, you're just gonna have to get used to it. In the first couple days, weeks, maybe a month, it'll get a little shaky. Oh, I don't know, it looks hard, it looks difficult. But as time goes on and on, you'll start to get better, start getting used to it. And at some point, on your journey, you're like, I'll just drive a motorbike, just normal, just like, everywhere out on the street, right? So that's a big one. And then I would say the last one for me is number 3, the people. So I think I mentioned before in other videos, but the Vietnamese people are really nice. But I was worried, really worried, that I'm coming from, the West, and obviously I look Asian, and I'm half Vietnamese, half American. And my biggest worry was the fact that even though I'm Vietnamese American, I can't speak Vietnamese to save my life. So there was another layer added to the fact that, okay, will I even be accepted? Will I even be, like ridiculed? Like, oh, aren't you Vietnamese? Like, why don't you speak Vietnamese? What happened? Did you have a good childhood? Did your parents love you? Did you have a good family? Do you like yourself? Do you like Vietnamese? Like all these things in my head, it was silly stuff like that. But it was a big worry because, I couldn't fit in. I didn't feel like I fit in. But coming here, especially in an area where I stay in, which is, Thao Dinh, close to District 1, like very English westernized. But even then, there's a lot of Vietnamese people that, they speak both languages. But even then, the ones who don't, if I'm out at a stall or at a stand trying to buy something, they are just so nice to me. They're always trying to help me out. They're pointing things to me, and they're accommodating the fact that, okay, I spoke Vietnamese to him in the first 5 seconds. I can tell by his facial expression that He can't speak Vietnamese properly. So, okay, let me help him out by speaking slower. Let me help him out by, okay, pointing this. Yes, this. Okay. It sounds so bad thinking about it. Like, they're speaking as like I'm a child, but look, I don't mind because, you know, as long as the communication gets the point across, I don't mind if they're like as a child, even though I'm a grown man and I should know the language. But you know, that accommodating factor for me really made me feel more comfortable, made me more welcomed here. Which really, when I play those thoughts in my head back home, you know, I didn't even know if I was even like part of Vietnamese culture. But yeah, there's something about it that made a huge culture shock for me, was the fact that Vietnamese people are really accommodating. They're really nice once you know, make a try and put some effort in. So it was a big factor for me. But actually, one second, I want to show you the quick sheet of how I'm going about things right now. Yeah, I think it's what, 70-80% motorbikes and, you know, 5% cars. And then, you'll see it on the street as well. It's very structured. One lane is on the motorbike, other side is car. Sometimes they'll intertwine, go in between the cracks, try to go through, but very structured. I've only had one small accident, and it was just in the alleyway where it was a 4-section. My motorbike was going straight, and because of that, we can't see between left and right. But unfortunately, there was another motorbike coming on the other side, on the right side, and it hit us. And it wasn't even that much damaging, honestly. It was just like a slight hit, and yeah, everything went fine. If it was a car, I don't know if I'll be making this video. But either way, those are some culture shocks that I've had in my head. And if you want to learn more or get to know Vietnam more, anything about it, leave a comment down below. I'll answer it as best as I can. And yeah, hopefully see you on the other side of the world.